Hello and welcome everyone to the Autonomy Summer School Podcast, the show that's all about you because you are in autonomy. I'm your host and facilitator, Daniel. You can find me in the Discord as Daniel from Wiscannabis. I do have a couple things lined up for tonight, but before I do anything else, I want to say it's great to see a lot of faces in the group tonight, and it's been 2 weeks since the last Sunday Q&A. So if there's anyone that wants to start off, we could open up with someone who's courageous and intrepid, but otherwise we do have some things to talk about. Does anyone out there want to share what's going on with their world?
Well, I suppose I'll chime in and just say I'm coming to you from Acapulco. I'm a season 2 graduate and have been involved with autonomy ever since, and to some degree Autonomy Unlimited as well. I tend to believe that every time we go through a season, the opportunities seem to increase, and that the community grows, and the ways that I foresee what's going to happen in autonomy expands. And so here we are, between season 7 and season 8. I certainly, this is a new thing that we're doing, and so I'm certainly excited to see where this goes. But I think I certainly invite everybody that's here and involved to be more involved, to throw out there whatever you think is important, and certainly take the opportunity to communicate what you think is most important.
I agree. Very well said.
I think it's really important to acknowledge the cool name for this podcast. Like, I didn't get it until you said it. Summer's cool.
Yeah, we're in summer school.
That's so cute. Very well done.
But there's kind of like more to it, I feel like a cool person now because I graduated from autonomy. I kind of felt cool joining anyway, but you get kind of an active mindset, and I feel like a cool person doesn't go into the summertime and just go, cool, give me the lawn chair, I'm gonna lay back, and I want to be like, let's do 5th gear this summer. What project is on your table? Let's encourage and find ways to make each other successful. So when the fall time comes, we've got maybe a story or something really cool to share during season 8. I think it'd be a cool time to just be a support network for that. I myself am, interested in talking a lot about the funnels and using the affiliate links and being creative in ways to, open the community to more people, because there's a lot of people I think out there that can benefit from autonomy, and they have no idea it exists. They have no idea how to find it. It's a great opportunity also that Rich has for us as graduates to make an income from it. And depending on, our reach and what media we might use, it could be substantial. Not to mention, it could be substantial who we meet, in the process, and who may come into autonomy and what skills they may bring that rub up against us. Because even for me, just being season 7, looking back, I've met people from season 2 and 5 and 3 at all different ranks, and it's just kind of like the network and the mesh becomes like stronger and tighter, like really fibrous, like a root structure. And I just find it amazing, the networking. So yeah, that's one thing I'm interested in. I'm also got a lot of active things going on with trying to open a website online that deals with hemp products. So I'm in the process of trying to finish that, and also potentially, house on sale move, but that's a tough thing to do in this current situation. So all types of boundaries and obstacles, I've got going on too.
Yeah, well, I'm real good at helping people work through obstacles with houses. So, anytime you want to chat about that, I'm available.
You did mention you're licensed in several states.
Yep. And I know people everywhere.
That's good to know. Well, that'll be really good to talk about soon. I'll actually make a note of that, Kat, because when it comes for us because we are looking to move out of state, and if that opportunity comes up, even if you're not licensed in that state, you can definitely direct me to something fancy, I'm sure.
Exactly. The right resources.
Cool.
Yep, already did that for one autonomy person. So yeah, happy to help anyone in this community that I can.
Nice. That's really cool. I love hearing about those stories because it would have
Yeah,
never
that one is supposed to close this week.
really
Yep,
fantastic. And it would have
yep.
never happened outside of autonomy.
No, he wanted to keep it in the community and, ask for resources in the community, and it worked out great. He's so happy, and he's going to be out of there before the fall, which was really important to him.
Cool stuff. I hope to have that feeling myself shortly. Awesome. Well, Michael, I want to kick it back over to you because I remember you had shared something really cool with me, and I actually have it set up on the screen here. So I'm going to see if I can screen share it. And then maybe if you want, you can tell us a little bit about this process.
Okay, yeah. Well, I wanted to talk to people about kind of the affiliate program for autonomy, and kind of discuss it in this format of something that I saw the other day. I was watching something from the Mises Institute. It was an interview by a gentleman. I think it's Curtis, or shoot, his last name is Curtis. I don't know. It's on the. I guess I should be. Curtis Carlson is the gentleman that was just recently interviewed, and he's talking about the value proposition, and really about creating and getting people to understand how each person and how each project is an opportunity to create value. And then certainly anybody that's in an entrepreneurial situation or in a standard business, there's always an opportunity to create new avenues of the value stream. And so what he was talking about, and by the way, Kurt Carlson was the CEO of SRI, which is the Stanford Research Institute. And essentially they're kind of on the cutting edge of a lot of technologies, some good, some bad, some that probably involve DARPA. But he talks about this process of this NABC, and it's relatively simple, but it's I think it's a way that for the most part, a lot of the people that are in autonomy might be able to take the experience that they've had with autonomy and learning about autonomy and getting involved in autonomy, and then be able to relate that to prospective new people that are they can bring on board into autonomy, and at the same time generate an income for themselves. And so I did want to talk a little bit about the kind of the affiliate stuff. I did have a kind of a equipment breakdown earlier today, so I'm not going to be talking so much about that, but I'm certainly willing to have a conversation about the affiliate program and any of that kind of stuff. But I just want to kind of go through these four areas. And the first one is N, and that stands for unmet needs. So what is the important customer or market need that, and I'm just going to ask you guys, when it comes to pitching the opportunity that autonomy brings to the table, what do you think are some of the unmet needs that people are experiencing out there in the world that autonomy satisfies?
The equipment, being equipped for the world around you. I like the skeleton key formula, but being equipped and set with skills. That's what I'd say. Any other thoughts out there?
Yeah, I mean, the dissatisfaction is rising exponentially. So, slide one there is great because people are, a lot of people are shocked by what's going on in the world these days and don't know how to deal with it. And they're being impacted more and more directly by policies in their workplace, you know, losing their jobs, having health issues, economic issues, right? All the supply chain issues, food prices going up, everything going up. There's a lot of dissatisfaction, multi-dimensional, as it says on that slide there.
I would say, you know, I'll just throw out one that came to my mind, was the idea of investment. Like, what is the best investment these days? Because, you know, it seems like everywhere you look, you know, whether real estate or stock market or cryptocurrency, you know, they're all kind of in flux. They look like they're, you know, just radically changing almost by the day. And so, like, what is a good investment? And certainly what I would suggest is, you know, an investment in, you know, building your own skills and abilities. To me, I don't think there's anything else that's as good as autonomy on, you know, bringing about those really valuable lessons that can really, you know, return incredible value.
Bicycles.
Oh, go ahead, Scott. What you got?
Bicycles.
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 That's a good investment. Huh?
Yeah. The price on bicycle, the fuel for bicycles stayed the same the last 6 months, isn't it? You move your legs in a circle. But the value of that energy is substantial now, right? Basically, because of the price of gas, you can save yourself a substantially larger amount of money by riding your bike. I remember doing that back in the gas crisis during one of the Iraqi wars, or whatever it was. I think it went to $3.69 a gallon here, and it really shocked everyone. Oh my gosh, $3.69 a gallon, the first time it's ever been that high. I had a Jeep 4-wheel drive, and I only drove across town like 2.5 minutes. But I decided to ride bike, and I felt like I was saving a lot of money, because back and forth for 5 days gave me a lot of great exercise, really helped my health and my sleeping. And, you know, after a month went by, that was, you know, some extra ching. And nowadays it'd be worth even more because of what's happening with gas prices.
All right, I'll throw out another one, you know, related to that third point there. Dissatisfaction is multidimensional. You know, a lot of people are like, the only way that they see as a result, or like they can change things, is by voting for somebody. But it does seem to me, or I'm sure it seems to a lot of people, that no matter who they vote for, it just doesn't seem to change the situation any better. And I think that's, you know, that like with the political system is certainly something that I think is an unmet need out there that we can satisfy by saying, hey, you know, associate yourself with people that are capable of you know, of making change. That's a much better approach than like waiting to vote for a politician.
Yeah, I agree. It's immediate action that has immediate effect. That's what I felt coming into autonomy, is just a rush of immediate effect. There were so many things happening at the same time. I'd love to hear anybody else's experience. What was like for anyone in the chat those first, you know, 5 to 10 days being in autonomy and then starting the exercises? Anyone want to share about what that was like for them? Why don't I scroll down here some more, and Mike, let's talk about maybe some more from A and B.
Yeah, and again, I'm definitely looking for feedback, because I mean, this is one of the things where, you know, we're recording this information, and to some degree, I'm also working on the features and benefits of autonomy, and kind of the master list of features and benefits. And so if anybody, and this part, the approach is really about how does autonomy satisfy these unmet needs that people are, you know, encountering, and that we can help them with. I would love to hear what people like. What has autonomy done for you? Like, what is the biggest thing that it's done for you? And this really described the approach.
Well, I'll say for me, the focus on logic and rhetoric and those conversations about language being used against us, and against people who are not educated in critical thinking, was a very different way of looking at what's going on in the world. And so all of a sudden, for me, I hear what's said quite differently. And it's not, why do they think that? Or something. It's, they're using these words to achieve something. They're using this message to achieve something. So listening for what they're trying to achieve and what is the experience of people leads to looking at what's going on in the world a whole different way when you're looking at how language and concepts are being used to cause people to believe things or react in ways that they wouldn't if they really understood what these people were doing with their speaking.
Yeah. Just an
Yeah,
awareness
as
of
far
your
as
surroundings.
the experience.
Go ahead,
I'm
Mike.
sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
Well, I was just saying the awareness of your surroundings. Oh.
Yeah, it was obvious to me that I didn't have a clue what was going on, before autonomy, but I certainly was not too happy about it.
Oh. So, Kat, when you came into autonomy, there was a situational awareness that was kind of a little bit of a shock for you then, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I came into it because I needed a different way to look at what was going on in the world, because it can feel very overwhelming, crazy, like irrational. Like, what on earth is going on? This makes no sense. Like, what did that politician say? What did that corporate executive say? What did that government official say? Like, it's just not sensible. It didn't match up with what I knew about science or medicine or, economics, all kinds of things. So when you're hearing all these people spewing nonsense, for me, that was pretty disturbing. And it was just like at an increasing rate recently. So yeah, so autonomy helped me look at that in a different way and regain a power and a peace in a way, and an ability to deal with that.
Kat, was there a particular experience that you had, either like the Q&A or the lecture, or maybe it was one of the interviews, that it really kind of clicked for you that, wow, man, this is awesome?
I don't know. I think it all works together in a really synergistic way. I don't see a particular moment, but that combination of massive amounts of education and information that I didn't have before, and then being able to talk it through in the Q&A and in the Discord and in the integration exercises with the other students. It all works together in an amazing way.
Awesome. Is anybody else have any particular story they want to relate, as far as, like a big discovery or a particular time that it really just kind of clicked for them, that autonomy is the place to be, this is your community, this is where you need to be? Or that there was a particular need that you're trying to satisfy that is like, oh, thank God, I finally found somewhere that I've got the answer. I got this question in my head that I've been, asking for a lifetime, and now I finally know where to go.
I got you, Michael. So how's it going, everyone? So oh, the screen just went black.
Uh-oh, hopefully it's showing you.
Yeah,
I can
well,
still hear you.
okay. I think because Michael like stopped screen sharing, but yeah. So I can just name so many things that autonomy has done for me, such as community. Like I think that's like the most used word from this. Like, what do you gain out of autonomy? Community, right? Like that's like top three. Uh, I've made great connections online, and I've never done that before. This is my first course. And you asked a question earlier, which was, what can autonomy provide for people that they can't get anywhere else? I would say hosting a Do It Live. Like, please tell me who else does that in a low pressure area scenario. And you end up feeling like, Jesus, I just, bench press 300 pounds, you feel good. And I can come up with so many more, but I'm going to pass the mic to somebody else.
Thank you, Jerry. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
You described the idea of like the low pressure, the idea that like, if you create a low pressure zone that people just come to you. That's certainly something that I think definitely describes the experience and the idea of kind of the ethical marketing concept that autonomy is trying to bring to the table and explain to people and really facilitate is that understanding. I mean, I think for a lot of people, that's one of the biggest hurdles I think a lot of people have when it comes to understanding the value and the importance of marketing is, you don't have to trick people, that you can build relationships, you can build trusting relationships, and you can, want to listen to people and want to engage in understanding where people are at. And this is kind of certainly one of the things that I would say is that A model, that approach that autonomy is delivering, that is distinctly different from anything else, and very powerful once people really get a grasp of how that relates to how they can explain themselves and the value that they're bringing to the table too.
That's true. I can back that up by saying, I had a substantial amount of experiences that were very low pressure, but at the same time, I had opportunities that were a little higher pressure. When I had a really low pressure situation when another student had talked with me about a little design for a podcast idea, and so I got to kind of work on that in a fun way. And we got some live sound from PorcFest. It looks like there. I'm hold on a second.
Sure.
Hey, Josh, you got something to share with us there?
Hey,
Josh, what's going on out there?
oh, it's about party time.
It sounds like party time.
So we just got done with autonomy graduation dinner, and let me see if I can flip this bad boy around.
We got you. Oh, nice cigar. Oh, check it out.
So this is our speaker pavilion. Yesterday had a 2-hour conversation with Scott Horton and Richard Grove. That was pretty incredible. We recorded it, multiple camera angles. Daniel, that project's probably coming your ways.
Love it.
They're just jamming in there right now. And then over across the way is Autonomy Cafe, where autonomy students have gotten together and are voluntarily rocking a restaurant in a festival that has thousands of people here. We've been rocking and rolling since Tuesday, And on the menu is chicken quesadillas, grass-fed burgers that are locally sourced from a vendor farm that's the next row down, and tater tots. Yeah, tater tots. But you can see TJ over here. Ellie she's doing the front of the house. She's taking the cash, helping plate up the dishes. TJ's holding down the grill. See Delaney back there. He's getting some prep ready for some more chicken quesadillas. Everybody say up to Daniel.
Daniel, what's cannabis?
Yep.
What's up, what's cannabis? Missing you, bro. We're missing you.
Hey Daniel, what's up? Got some yummy food here.
I like that cat, man. Good shit.
Say what up to Daniel from the Autonomy Podcast.
Hello, Daniel.
What's up, Daniel?
Fantastic.
Flip this bit. Okay.
Good to see you guys.
Hey, good to see you, Daniel. We were just talking about you earlier in that glossary you made.
Oh, it's good to
Yeah,
see
well, me and Jerry came through with some like tag team kung fu. I brought the front end, he brought the back end, and now it looks like it's a pretty awesome piece of utility.
Yeah, it's gonna be very useful to people now and in the future. Just thank you.
Yeah, no, it's
Wish you were here. We'll have LD play that song for you later.
fantastic.
So we got, there's 2,500 people here. We're in the vendor section. We dominated the spots here. We have 5 spots. So the cafe right here, and then this is where we had our Autonomy graduation dinner. About 15 lobsters, ribeye steaks, and Delaney cooked a tomahawk steak, which was insane. I've never seen anything like it. It was like out of the Flintstones. Had this massive bone on it, looked like a tomahawk. And so speaker pavilion, and then spot down there is for tents and pickups. We got Howard and Etienne de la Buete's, his tent set up down there. So we got a pretty nice sizable spot. And so the whole thing's like a marketing funnel, right? We have the cafe, which is the lead magnet. That's drawing people to it, right? And then we got some good marketing going on. LD is selling his t-shirts right here. So this is LD's t-shirt stand. We got Grand Theft World being plugged right here. Then Autonomy Unlimited. So got some good representation. So we're attracting traffic to the food. Then they get to see our marketing. And then we have the speaker pavilion over here where Richard is interviewing, and we're hosting guests throughout the week. And so that's educating and getting, people deeper into the brands, brought to you by Autonomy. And say what up. Hey, yo, this is Daniel's live broadcast of his new podcast going on Friday night. So you can say what up to him.
Yo, Daniel, what's going on? Good to see you guys. We're just kind of chilling out, doing a little jamming. It's good.
Good to see you, Tadas.
Cheers, man.
I'd be playing some djembe if I was in the tent with you.
Community.
All the way from Turkey.
Yep. Yeah, he got the award for longest travels. There's Stephanie over there. She's been holding it down, keeping track of all the speakers for us, getting
Awesome.
big names to come and speak at our event. And then over here is where I was setting up my DJ booth. So we've been having dance parties every night. Last night I played till like 12:30. It was a bit late for me. I'm like, nah, I'm going to bed early tonight because of it. But a lot of fun having a dance party, because then that attracts even more people, which then helps out the cafe. And people are eating all night, so everybody just enjoys working it because it gives you something to do. It gives you a great way to start conversations with people. People are coming to you, right? And it's been beautiful to see autonomy students working side by side with each other. And we've had zero drama. The first kitchen I've ever worked that we've had zero drama in.
Awesome. I feel like I'm there, Joshua. That's pretty rad of you to bring your phone out and give us this exclusive. You know, it's gonna make it impossible for me to not be there next year. It's just too intense.
Yeah, there's a list of like things to improve for next year, and it's going to be even better. So yeah, you're not going to want to miss it.
No, I want to set up shop right there in that lane with you, be part of the group.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, whatever you have to offer, you just set up your table around what we've built and the traffic and attention we're already getting. So all the students, you know, get free traffic by just setting up shop. And oh, let me show you Nathan. Nathan's season 5. Here's Nathan. Hey Nathan, can I interrupt real quick? So live autonomy podcast right now.
What's up, everybody?
Daniel. This is Daniel from season 7.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's now
Daniel.
doing a Friday night podcast just to keep up with what everyone's doing in autonomy. So showing him around.
Season 5 right here. My name's Nathan. It's good to see everybody.
There you go.
We got here. I'm selling my copper jewelry that I make actually. So I have a lovely case here full of lovely wares, as well as some other jewelry on the other side here. So it would be better in the daylight, but good to hear from y'all.
And then I was saying how, you know, we kind of created a live marketing funnel here.
Right.
And
Exactly.
so we're drawing, you know, major traffic due to the food, the speaker tent,
Right.
and then the autonomy students get to just set up shop and be able to just
Right.
make their offer to the market where the traffic is.
Yeah.
And then the one and only Daryl Becker.
Damn, good to see you, Daniel.
Hey,
Hey,
Daryl,
man.
great to see you, man.
Yeah, right on, man. I made it to PorcFest.
Yeah, all the way
Over there.
across the country,
Yeah, across the ocean too. Yeah.
across the half the world,
From
man.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Probably the second longest distance besides Turkey.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's always someone who travels further than me. Yeah. Turkey is great, and that guy is good. But yeah, it's great to see your face again. I'm looking forward next time in person. When's
Yeah.
that?
Maybe PorcFest next year because I am being enticed beyond belief. I
All
gotta
right.
set up my little tent there too and be part of this action.
All right, I will make a more firmer commitment to show up here again. Okay, so make a third PorcFest. Yeah, but in the meantime, I'll probably still be reaching out on Zoom though.
Oh
'Cause,
yeah,
No.
for sure.
That was very generous of you to bring Daniel over to us. You know?
Yeah, me and a group.
Doing it live.
We got a whole group watching. I think we got 9 people on, so we got 9 people getting free pass into PorcFest tonight.
Yeah, hey Nathan. Nathan, this is Kat. Good to see you.
Good
Nathan
to see
and
you
Kat.
too. Oh, hi. Oh, wow. Wow. A lot of people on Zoom. Good to hear your voice.
Have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, gentlemen.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks guys. You guys have a good time. Joshua, I'll let you get back to enjoying yourself. Thank you so
Right
much
on.
for the tour.
Thanks for letting me crash. Keep it
Oh,
up, man.
yeah.
Keep it going. Peace.
Peace. Well, that was a treat beyond belief. I really feel like I was there. Oh man, maybe next year. But hey Jerry, you know, he just made a little mention there of that glossary project, and it kind of gave me, you know, an exciting feeling to, you know, work on something, and for me, kind of feel like I'm paying back, you know, Richard for all the work he's put out there, and then to see you kind of come behind and do all that back end. I guess, you know, people don't know what we're talking about. Can I have you introduce and talk a little bit about that project?
Of course. So first of all, Joshua was saying that they're recording interviews at PorcFest. So those are clips that I'm going to request to add to the glossary And what we're talking about is me and Daniel are compiling a list of every single video online that Richard Grove, well, pretty much all of Richard Grove's work, like everything. So we're gonna put the list out as soon as possible, send it to Joshua, and see what he does with it, maybe upload it online. And if there's a piece of work that is not on that list, please let me know so I can add it in there. And I've been tasked with this, well, we have been tasked with this, me and Daniel, for a little bit over a week. And I'm not done yet. There's still more work, more videos to be put on the list, because first of all, I have to find the URL, copy that link, paste it on the Word document, title it, and pretty much there's two documents. One is a public document, meaning that anybody can watch these videos. If, for example, you're not a member of GTW or Autonomy, it's for anyone, right? And then the private one is for members already in Autonomy or who are subscribed to GTW. And pretty much I still need to include the Patreon videos, because I know he has like a series that are only in Patreon. So they're just, you know, give us a little bit of time and then you will be seeing that soon.
Yeah, no, that was from my perspective, I had just been tasked with kind of like putting things into categories so that Richard's work was subcategorized, spanning the 9/11 Synchronicity podcast and the Peace Revolution podcast being the two major bodies of his work. But you're right, there's so many side body, the Patreon work. There was a series called The Deep End. He did a lot of interviews with Maria Heller, and he was guest on a lot of other shows all over the place. You know, some of my favorites I actually just found and was re-listening to. He was on, I think he was on Deadline Live with Jack Blood in 2006 or 7. And it was like right when he dropped Project Constellation. And, you know, that's what he was discussing was his background work with finance and what he saw with the back end software. This ended up being 2020 hindsight, censorship on the front lines, which is about the software he was selling. It's a riveting story that it's too bad that it can't be made into an amazing screenplay. But yeah, that's actually where I first discovered him. And so there's these interviews of just seeing young Rich sit there with a blue screen behind him at a We Are Change event, and they're interviewing him, and he went there to film them, and they turned the cameras on the cameraman, you know, and they're filming Rich back. You know, it's really amazing to see all his work this time along. It reminds me of when I was doing my graduation interview. Deborah asked me, you know, about how I could encourage someone in the competency of the instructor should they decide to join Autonomy. And I said, oh man, I really don't know where to begin, because his dedication to work and his dedication to high standard is just there to see throughout everything he's done. And for so long, he just gave it away for free because he saw a need in humanity. And for it to come together in Autonomy, you know, and even to be having this podcast in the summer of 2022, I think is a reverberating sound wave. You know, even the work of John Taylor Gatto and other people that contributed, you know, in the School Sucks podcast, and every little area, nook and cranny where people reached out, it's kind of building. And I think that this list, this glossary, I really don't know where it's going to go. I think the public side is probably going to be used as, you know, outside funnel edges. And that's fantastic because so many people are becoming alert to the situation and seeking answers. And that's why I guide so many people to Grand Theft World, because it's an easy way to process that week what's been going on. But that's enough kind of side rants about that. Mike, I did want to talk a little bit more, if we can, about this list.
Sure.
If you're still on the call, I think we left off talking. We were talking about needs and approach, but maybe we could talk a little bit about the benefits and the competition. You know, those next steps in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, this is where autonomy really shines as far as a product is concerned, because like, the idea of benefits to cost, and the idea, if you look at the flyer thing there, that like transformational products and services are ones in which it delivers value at a 2x to 10x range. And to me, it's pretty clear that autonomy, as far as as far as an investment is concerned, with your time and your money, is one in which that's certainly possible. That we can talk a lot about transformations, and we've got a lot of testimonials that relate to that kind of element. And so for those of us that are autonomy graduates, and we're out there talking to people about a product that's transformational, well, that's autonomy. But again, this is an opportunity, for people to throw out their own feedback on this particular area. As far as the investment side of autonomy, what are some of the benefits that you've seen that really are, are anywhere from 2x to priceless? Anybody want to throw anything out there?
Well, there's no better investment than investing in oneself. So in terms of both mindset and practical knowledge that one can use to build a business and bring in income, it's clearly 10x and beyond. It's a very unique program.
Yeah, I would say that the fact that, like, once you're in forever. That lifetime membership is really, to me, I'm here from the season 2, but every season since, I've derived value. Every time there's a lecture, and I listen for 30 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever that is. And then, of course, participating in the Q&A, there's always something there. I mean, every single time there's something there that I didn't quite hear before, or maybe I didn't hear it exactly the right way, or maybe there's a new application that I've discovered since I first started. And so there's so much value there. And then there's, as autonomy goes on, there's new things that are constantly coming out, and certainly new people that are adding to the mix that give us more and more examples of how this information can be applied in new and different ways that end up, with positive results. So that's kind of the benefit thing. And then finally, the competition. I think this is probably one of the areas that, in a lot of ways, people see a lot of courses and different offers out there that may sound similar to autonomy, but I don't think there's anything quite like the experience that autonomy brings to the table. And I guess for those of you that have taken different courses or classes throughout the years, I mean, I know I've gone to, I've been to like Zig Ziglar, and I've been to I did the Franklin Planner course many years ago. There's quite a few different, kind of success trainings and stuff like that over the many years. But there's nothing that comes close to the experience that I've had with autonomy. But does anybody else have any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know if you checked out Richard Grove's YouTube channel, but at the beginning, he explains what autonomy is in under 10 seconds. And that's pretty hard to do, because we saw him do it live. And for him to just, snap it out like that at the snap of a finger, it's really, really impressive. And I derive a ton of value from his work, and there's always something to learn from each and everybody here. And all the bonus lectures have been super synchronistic for me, because when I wanted to get into copywriting-ish, boom, bonus lecture on copywriting. And then the next was about a webinar. And Adam Bigelson, my friend, are you here? Because I want to attend your webinar soon.
I'm here, man. Yes. Cool. And hold on, I'm just moving my stuff around. All right, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Yes. Good. I'm glad you want to join the webinar. I want you guys all to join the webinar. I mean, we're students, fellow students and classmates, and I have my project to present. So come check it out and let me know what you think. And I got to tell you, this is an interesting question, as I kind of jumped in and out. I've never taken a course like this. I came to this course because of marketing. Andrew Kaufman was doing stuff, and I knew him from the beginning of the pandemic, and I needed support like he had. And he said, "Oh, let me introduce you to Joshua." So, and then it was a marketing proposal, which was a lot of money and blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, I'm doing this course. And so I came here for that. But no, this is not taking another course. I don't know how you can compare this to any course that's out there. Listening to what Kat's talking about with the language, and the marketing thing is one thing, but there's a bigger picture that, with the whole history lesson and the things that go on at the beginning, seeing how we stand, where we stand in this game. It's one thing to say you have a product and something you want to take and share and solve problems, but knowing where you really stand in this big picture, and truly becoming autonomous. Like I had no idea what we were getting into. And for us, me, my brother, Anna, the world we live in is a world of empowering people so they can be free. If you want to play tennis and be free to hike and things like that, your body needs to work. So we sell health, or we don't sell health, but we support health. And if you have health, you're free to eat what you want and go where you want and do things like that and be autonomous. So coming through autonomy, to get some help with marketing was like, that was just this little scratching the surface. So I don't even know, like, how do you market this? Where do you stand in the world right now? Do you really know? What have you learned and what have you been taught? And what can you do with this? I mean, this is a big, big deal. So I was a little overwhelmed at one point when I realized I know that this world is different than most people have seen it. But Ultimate History Lesson and the way Richard has presented all this stuff, I had no idea. I thought I had a big picture, and I uploaded it at one point somewhere out there as my dad's Medical Conspiracy in America book. And it's like a page out of the Ultimate History Lesson. It's like a small chapter. So I thought I knew, we had been bamboozled and screwed this whole time, but I had no idea. And that, how do you market that? Or is that even something like, do you market that? So I'm thrilled. I'm shocked. The community is beyond awesome. The fact that I have found out that I'm more aligned with random people on the other side of the world. I mean, there's a few realtors in this group that, I'm in health and there's realty, and they're more aligned than my Qigong instructor is with me at the moment. So who would have thought that, under this like marketing experience with this word autonomy, that these people would be brought together this way? I think it's really cool. I'm happy to just hang out at this point. Something's going on Friday and the kids are hanging with the babysitter and it's been a long day, and I could go eat some dinner with Anna. She's tired. And we're going to relax. I'm going to hang out with my friends, for a little bit and hear what's going on and support. I want to support. Class is over and I'm that kid that's like, oh, but summertime, I want to go back to school. My friends are there, So I'm glad you're doing this. I think it's neat that if I can be here every other week, I want to do that. And with what we're doing with the webinar, we're launching our whole online school of health and stuff. And the idea is to develop a community where we can hang out together with like-minded people and really have these conversations that you can't have with just everyone and anyone. I really think one of the awesome things about this, aside from the community, is just the integrity of this group, where we can jump into an arena, a dojo, and have some kid gloves on and talk about some really sensitive things. Not that I've done that there yet, but that's really cool. The opportunity is really neat. Talking with Michael the other day on his podcast, awesome. And for me, I've been on shows with lots of views and things like that, and it's not what it's about. It's about the quality of conversation. And at this point, these little seeds of knowledge and information, the connections that we're all making. I mean, this is really, I could just go on and on and on forever. At some point, I'll have my affiliate link, damn it. And we'll be autonomatizing the world, yes, quicker than slowly. So, yeah. But no, I think this is awesome. I mean, Jerry in Japan wants to check out my webinar. Awesome. Military Jerry, military vegetarian Jerry. It's like, who are my people? I thought I had an idea. My people are all around. Some of them are closer. I mean, Michael, you're not far, which is cool. Daniel, seeing some of your backgrounds is awesome. Thinking about ribeyes and lobster and tomahawks, it's like, oh, PorcFest, damn it. Next year, I guess I'm going to work on that too. So, yeah, what can I say? What can I say? I think the whole thing has been awesome. And how do you market this? I mean, honestly, this is it's a big picture. I mean, really, Kat, for you to understand more about language in that way, I've been talking about the term side effects. That's what we teach. You hear side effects and the brain goes, oh, it's secondary. But you put something in your mouth, whatever the effect is, that's a direct effect. But they've used language to do this, and alternative medicine. Alternative. So you have vitamin C. Natural vitamin C in an orange is alternative. The synthetic vitamin C is, right? And traditional medicine. Acupuncture has been around for 5,000 years, but Western medicine, the germ theory, is traditional. So I knew these things, but I didn't know half of it. So I'm grateful to have come across this. I don't believe in coincidences. So I think we're all in the right place. Pretty interesting.
Very well put, Adam. That's and you expressed so many of the feelings I had, through the class. That yeah, it is hard to market. How do you package this, and how do you share it?
Yeah, it's like a reality stick, I mean, you just got smacked with reality. And like I said, I came here for work on I was a little disappointed with some of the stuff that I didn't, I got Calendly, but they didn't force me to make a web page, and make a funnel and do an email and work on my copywriting. And all I could think is, well, I got a bigger picture. I can continue to work on my copywriting, and I have friends now that can help me with that, which is cool. But I never would have thought that this was what we were getting ourselves into.
Well, having the opportunity to interview Adam the other day on the Leadership Ethics and Organization show, really, I think it kind of speaks to some of the things we're talking about here. That the idea that the quality of life that Adam can bring to people's lives through just being able to educate them just a little bit on a few things and release a lot of the stresses and worries that most people have spent a lifetime, in some cases, having to confront because they got stuck in the medical system, and it's just unnecessary. So the value that he brings to the table is certainly similar to the way that autonomy brings value to the table. That it's these things that have kind of been hidden from people, and yet they're so valuable. And this is the thing that we've got to struggle with, I think, to a large degree, for those of us that have been trying to explain where we're coming from, and like why are everybody running into the building when it's on fire? What are you doing? That kind of a situation that we're experiencing. And the reality is that we can lead them away from the fire, and do it for a lot less than if they're running into the fire. And so it seems like it would be relatively easy, but there's more to it than it seems. But the fact that we're together and we can do it together, and we can help each other, and we can testify towards each other's the experience that we're having with each other, makes it an experience worthy of whatever it takes to get it done.
Yeah, I agree. I felt that within the 3 weeks after committing myself to doing the exercises, which I don't think I ever did the 10 in 2 weeks, but I think I got close. But I love, again, there was the no pressure. There's not like Rich has got this format where you have to do these things or you don't graduate. It's really like he described, it's a bike. You can get on it and ride it, and you can ride it over rough terrain, and then you can arrive somewhere substantial. But you have to get on the bike and do it. I've kind of built the bike. I've laid the framework. I'm going to coach you and guide you. The whole class is going to be there. I've been having several discussions with people I know that are entrepreneurial, spirited people. One person in particular left his day job and went full time with his own side business he created. And he's actually already in a pretty good place. And I asked him, I said, can you imagine it better? And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, well, what if you had access to a larger network, you had more skills, and what you're doing here was just part of your multifold business? I said, you're a really brilliant guy, and sure, you left your day job and you've got this business, but like, I know you have all these other skills. What if you could add to your skill set and you could add to your income? He's like thinking about it a lot, and so there's a different friend of mine who's already had his mind made up to leave his current job, which is seasonal, and then go into business as like a painter handyman with a friend of his and kind of team up their skills together. So and when I was talking to him, I was talking more about him as an instructor, because he's a master wood craftsman and potter, and he's fixed just about everything I've ever had break in my house or on my car. He's the kind of guy where I'd call him up and he'd drive 18 miles out into the country to help me fix some calipers that locked up on my brakes. His name's Nate, and I really hope you guys get to meet him in the fall. But he seems very, very, like, he was already primed. So for me to come along, and then really the fantastic thing too is he knows Richard Grove's work. So it's not like this is an alien thought to him. I mean, when I mentioned earlier the Deadline Live Jack Blood interview with Richard Grove from 2007, I remember taking that interview and breaking it up into 2 CDs because it was too long to put on a CD to give someone to play in a CD player. And I made a 2 CD set for him because he was driving like I did for a living. And I was, you gotta listen to this guy. I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta listen to this whistleblower, and so that he was introduced just like I was. So when I'm like telling him about the class and all the different interactions, it didn't take much. And he's like, yeah, that's what I need. And I'm excited to see, it's kind of like adding an ingredient to a brew. Like it's just gonna, like that network in the mesh, like what's the reverberation going to be for him and other people that he works with? It's seeing it from that end really helps me to expand. There's a different friend I'm sharing it with who's also a coworker, and she's very skilled. She's a photographer, she's a DJ, and just this past weekend she did her first like paid gig at a club, and she was sending me pictures and video, and I was like, yo, you have to keep all these, collect these, and then help me or let me help you make these into like a marketing thing. I said, if you just get a couple videos on YouTube that have the right little edit layout, it could be 30 seconds. I said, you could send them to clubs and other venues. I said, you could start getting more gigs. I said, maybe you need a website and a landing page. I said, maybe you should learn all these skills that come into Autonomy and, learn about all the things. Cause I've been talking about it the last 12 weeks as we work together, and just what it means to, like everyone said so far tonight, meet and network with like-minded people who are serious. They're serious about life, they're serious about integrity, and they're serious about a pursuit to get better and to live the human experience, and not to just let it passively go by you and be ignorant of our health and be ignorant of our surroundings and be ignorant of our neighbors, and definitely to take action and be solution minded. I've heard recently, and I'm really glad they were sharing it on Grand Theft World last week, people talking about like, oh, everyone's just negative, negative Nelly, and it's all bad news, but really in autonomy, it's all solutions, it's all opportunities, it's all ways out of the matrix, and even new and better ways and new and better connections. And I think those are also really good hit points to share with someone when we're kind of giving them a piece of the lead magnet edge, whether it's the 19 skills or whether it's just these ideas we're talking about here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are, some of them have seen that I think it's Academy of Ideas, the idea of a parallel society, and how that's one of the few ways that you transition from a totalitarian system that's like oppressing people into something that's more productive, is by creating a parallel society that demonstrates a different way. And Czechoslovakia is an example during the 80s and times where they had they had like a smooth transition. There wasn't like a bloody civil war to transition from one crazy society into something that made sense. It was just the fact that more and more people started saying, this is crazy over here, this is unbelievable over here. Why wouldn't I make that choice? And so I think that's what we have the opportunity to do, is we have the opportunity to bring that to the table. And I think this is one of the things that autonomy and the way that we practice autonomy brings it about, is if we do it every day, if we keep talking to people, if we keep building relationships, if we take the time to listen to people and hear about what are the problems that they're having, and then be able to point them to the person that communicates to them the best, we can help each other get the people that we know are going to be beneficial to the community into the community, and just make it bigger and better and stronger and faster and all those good things.
Right on. I couldn't agree more wholeheartedly.
Well, and it's funny, I'll tell you guys real quick, because I think everyone should go through this. Like, I want to smack everyone with the autonomy stick. So as I do this, and we're looking through the world with some different lenses, we see friends that, oh, well, they could do this, and this guy's doing this. I got a friend who's creating all these videos, and it's like, cool. So he needs like a Kajabi setup, and he's like, well, blah, 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 blah. And well, meanwhile, we got ours set up as we're doing the Terrain University. And if we get a little bigger with this, then we'll have to go to the next level, in which case we'll have all these products. And then the deal is, you do the videos, you do the content, and we'll take it and we'll arrange it for you and put it in a place where people can get access to it and set it up for you and help you create a digital product for a percentage. So we're helping him become more autonomous while we're really learning what we're doing here. It's all of a sudden I see this person, he's not really ready for the whole autonomy experience, but we're becoming more autonomous and we're leading by example. So people see us and we're doing this, and then it's kind of like, come on. And they go, we don't have the money. And it's like, that's okay, because we'll take your content and we'll put it here, and that'll make you and us some money. And they're kind of like, oh, well, that's cool. And if we can situate it in such a way where, it's funny, this is actually happening, is Anna's got a woman she has potential with this whole experience that she's doing. And Anna says, okay, I need some support. I need some space to work, and I'll teach you a little bit. And the first hour, this woman was like, oh my God, like just the thoughts of, look at where you're at, see a problem, and then you have a solution. And then let's think about how you can present this solution to these people. And it's like, it's one of these things where it's like, okay, come on. She has a coffee shop building where they're making rooms for kids to read books and things like that and play games, quiet type stuff, across the street from a school. So it's like, are you kidding? You need to do like co-working spaces where the parents can leave the kids there and they can work on their computers because they have Wi-Fi. Like after school, every parent can drop their kid off at school, come have coffee and pay for your internet. And then after school, the kids can go over there and have story time and music, and the parents can be there and work some more. It's like, wow. And this woman was like, how do you know this? And I was like, I've been taking this class and I'm just seeing opportunities everywhere. When you put on those glasses or you take off these other glasses, all of a sudden it's like, wow, yeah, I see some things. So as much as I want everyone to go through autonomy, not everyone's quite ready for that yet, but we found a way to facilitate them becoming more autonomous. And yeah, it was neat because the woman was saying, how did you, what is, so, well, at some point she's going to start looking at the autonomy website. Okay. She does speak Spanish, so there is a little bit of a need for some bilingual stuff going on in autonomy, but that'll happen when time is right.
You're bringing out a new opportunity there, Adam. It reminds me of actually like one of the early weeks. I remember Marcin was talking from Poland, and he was talking about teaching a course over there. And Rich specifically said, he said, you know, I do this in English. He's like, you could do what I do in Polish. And that's your gig. You go take over Europe. And it's, you know, when people find something like this, it's really just a matter of time. It just keeps spreading. I mean, everything we've all been sharing tonight, it's actually been really cool to hear, you know, outside of a Q&A, each of the students, you know, sharing about the impact, because that's the impact it's had on me.
It's what the world needs right now. I mean, this is it. This is the time for my work. It's health freedom, and this is the time for us to do our thing. And Richard knows what he's doing. I mean, it's just an interesting one. It's like, how do you can sell freedom? Like there's got to be different products or different ways to meet all these people. You know, there's the freedom person, there's the conspiracy person, there's the business marketing person, you know, so all this, I think it's cool. I'm surprised that it's not a lot bigger right now. You know, that there's not a lot more people coming through this, but I can see people from, you know, all the previous seasons coming back. I got a feeling I'll be coming back. I mean, I'll be guiding people here forever. Where else can you learn this stuff this way? You know, it's such an interesting empowerment experience that crosses. You learn to think for yourself, observe, remove inconsistencies, and find a way to survive. And not survive, but think about what you want to do and thrive. You know, I mean, we've been doing good stuff. We've been surviving. I thrive in my own way. But I'm tired, and there's more to be shared and all the way around, you know, and I really think that autonomy is gearing us for this whole thing. So yeah, what the hell? I mean, how, I don't know. I have trouble enough selling this health experience. You know, how do you sell super truth? You know, and marketing, you know, that sounds like this weird oxymoron thing, you know, and things that totally shouldn't go together, you know. Yeah, anyways, blah, blah, blah. Hey, yeah. Sid, nice to see you there. Sid jumped in. Yeah.
Adam, I love hearing from you. And it's really cool to see that sunlight still peeking in down there, because you got that long days.
Yep. Yeah, I'll show you the sunset with you if I'm still here at that point in time. That's, I can put the light on my face if you want to see my face. I'm not doing that.
Excellent.
Yeah. No,
I really
good
appreciate
stuff.
I really appreciate everything you're sharing, because you know, it's for each of us out here thinking about ways that we can, you know, share with those around us. Yeah, it is huge. It's like it's massive, especially now once you finish and you see all the extra material that's there. Like Jerry said, oh, here, copywriting's lined up. It's actually me and my wife were talking about that recently too. You know, why do we doubt ourselves that we can learn and add new skills? You know, that's ingrained in us from the public school system. We're trained to think we can't add new skills. I mean, oh, I'm too old to get a degree, or I'm too old to get a new skill set. We're never too old. And I mean, some people didn't change the world until way, way later in their life.
Yeah, definitely.
so it's-
Colonel Sanders, not till he was in his 70s, right? Kentucky Fried Chicken or something like that.
That's what I was
familiar with
thinking
that one.
too.
Yeah, but I really, honestly, for me, it's I'm a person. I'm no bigger or smaller than anybody, and I've come to understand what the work we do is like. I've come to say there's nothing more valuable than your health. We can answer the questions regarding your health that no one else has been able to answer. So what we have to offer, there's nothing more valuable than what I have to offer. That's weird for me to say that. I mean, I think everyone believes what they have to offer is the most valuable thing. But with the autonomy thing, I mean, right now, there is nothing more valuable than learning to be autonomous. I mean, I honestly, what?
There's
I
nothing.
mean, there's nothing. This is, and I've been in situations like this before. My dad's curing cancer, and there's nothing bigger than that. There's something a lot bigger than curing cancer. I challenge people, what could be bigger than what it is that we're learning here? To really be observant, remove inconsistencies, find truths, and be able to provide for ourselves in the midst of a world that has taught us that that's not possible. You know, why do we think we can't do these things? I question myself all the time. I worked with Ron Renaud for a bit, you know, and it's like, why do we question? Why do I need validation from somebody? I need a cookie, you know, I want a gold star. There's a teacher, there's somewhere that's telling me I'm doing the right thing. You know what? There's no one else in the world that knows about what I'm doing better than I do. So who's going to tell me I'm doing the right thing or not? And this is what I teach people is the conversation we had the other day, Mike. Why do you listen to the doctors? Well, they're experts. You know, Western medicine hasn't found the cause or cure of one chronic disease in over 100 years. And this is, I say this all the time. I said it yesterday. My dad would say, if you have a transmission problem in your car and your mechanic has never fixed a transmission in his life, would you take your car to him? Would you ask his expert opinion? So then the next response is still, well, they're educated. Okay, well, what did we just learn about schooling? So they were schooled. Okay, so at this point, no, I mean, and then you get into the Kaufman stuff and doctors don't even know how to read studies and things like that. Why do I need validation from a teacher or from a doctor or from somebody else? Why do we refer to these experts? You know, and honestly, someone said this way back that was teaching a microscope course with us. He said, in the beginning, there was Peter, Paul, and John. And Peter says, I'm going to be a cop. And Paul and John go, okay. And Peter says, and you can't do that. And Peter and John go, okay. I mean, you know how many more of us there are than them? And why is it that, you know, what the hell's going on? You know, so I mean, how do we make a clip out of that? There is nothing more valuable than being autonomous. Join Autonomy. Learn about marketing funnels. But copywriting, how to communicate, you know, how to take a concept and intellectually defend yourself and be stoic about it. I mean, I really think that this is everything people need right now. If we can listen to each other. I mean, I know everyone's scared. The people that want you to vaccinate, they think everyone's dying. The people that don't want you to vaccinate, they think everyone's dying. So we're all afraid of everyone dying. So we're all in the same spot. How do we have this conversation without screaming at everybody? And then watching these things. I watched Kaufman and Judy Mikovits the other day. I've never seen this interview. And he's asking her how she isolated things. And within 10 minutes, she's yelling at him. She has no intellectual defense, self-defense. And I saw her integrity and I saw it all right there. It was like, wow, she's an expert. And I thought I believed her for some reason, but she can't explain herself. But watching him be very stoic about it, you know, and just present and the question and this is life now. People are bullying us and beating us up into things we don't believe in and we don't want to do. And we don't have to. If we can be autonomous. I mean, we can do this. Certain places are tougher than other places, you know. But I really think, how do we do that? How do you sell the most important thing there is? I mean, we've got the permaculture. We can learn to grow our own food within this group, right? You've got me with the health. You can learn to take care of your health. You've got the cannabis experience, which can help just relax the whole experience and is natural, medicinal, and supported scientifically. And you could probably learn with the permaculture how it can fit into that whole experience. I mean, what else do we need, really? You know, We got Jerry, he'll defend us. I mean, but it's really, I say these things as I hear myself saying it. One of my lessons is to listen more, but I can't emphasize this enough. Autonomy. What could be more valuable than being self-sufficient and thriving?
Adam, but they're gonna close autonomy one day, right? Like there's gonna be a season where they just reach the gap. They say, oh yeah, we're gonna close, enrollments, and then pretty much it's like,
that's okay, Jerry, because you know what? This is just the beginning, is what I think. We're opening up the Terrain University. And
absolutely.
I think with that point, when that point comes, I look forward to it, because there'll be enough of us that we may not have to meet here. We can be in different locations. PorcFest is one thing, but if we can, and it doesn't take much, 10% is a shifting point. So if you get 10% of your neighborhood, I've got a few people that have moved in my neighborhood. I'm not far from Mike. Maybe he comes my way or I go his way. And next thing you know, we're in small villages even. So we are being the change the world needs. And at the time when we don't need this online, it's probably because we're good.
Hey Adam, my last point is if you need any help with bilingual, a task where someone bilingual like myself comes into play, I can help you.
Cool.
Just I'm here.
Let me know what languages you speak. We're really trying to do our terrain experience as bilingual as possible. When we do our course in September, we're working with Zoom with simultaneous translation. And then even to have all our videos where we'll leverage things so people can join the courses. And if you can take the transcripts and Google Translate, but then check, because Google Translate sometimes is a little hilarious. So they can upload subtitles and things like that. There's a need for that, definitely. So send me a message, Jerry. Let's do it. Send me your Calendly link and we'll have a talk. Make me an offer.
Yeah. And Rawad also told me, he said, we need to start an autonomy in Mexico. I thought that was pretty cool.
Adam wants to do it in Spanish. I didn't realize there's more Spanish-speaking people in this world than there are English-speaking people. So yeah, and there's a whole world. What I know is awesome, and I didn't realize when I met her, there's another world of science that what we've learned with the ultimate history lesson started in England and went to the United States, but this stuff has gone on in a lot of other countries. So there was a guy in France that was using seawater and doing the transfusions instead of blood transfusions. And when he died, the whole country showed up, right? And then not long after that, they all that stuff just went away. So there are people that I'm not aware of that are similar to what I've done that can add so much fuel to my fire. I had no idea there were so many Spanish-speaking people. And Mexico is awesome. Mexico, I think, right now is the best place to be. There's a give and take for sure. But there's something about a country with people that don't have a lot where you couldn't lock them down. Anna said, these people are so poor in some places that you can't say stay home. They need their few pesos to live, and there's much more autonomy going on here. I hate to say it because I'm not promoting any of this, but I've heard some cartel justice in some of these small areas that was better than police justice. So they're taking care of their community, and in Mexico, there's some places where the people living in the jungle in places and they're self-governing, so Mexico, I think, is a place that I think there's a lot more freedom here than there is in a lot of places right now. You got to let go of some things, it's a different life for sure, but I'm all for starting something. We're going to Guadalajara. I like this area. The waves are awesome. I'm going to go check out Acapulco. Where's Rawad going to? I saw he was going to, I forgot where he said. I haven't been there yet.
Aurelia.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're looking for a place where the governor's not too bad, I think. At the moment, though, it seems like you can do whatever you want in Mexico, depending on where you're at. Sometimes you pay a little extra,
Yucatan, my friend. That'd be cool.
You know what? There's a place in Bacalar. We just met a guy who may be doing a whole holistic, huge thing in paradise with hammocks over the water, blue water with a hammock. I want to go do that. So yes. And as we need help, I'm going to reach out to autonomy students and community first because they know about the word integrity. and they understand being qualified. So something I've learned, yes. So there's going to be, at this point, I'm going where the universe sends us. Mexico has been interesting. It's guided me towards autonomy. Wad's going towards Mexico. That's interesting. Michael, you're there. Agnieszka's there. How many other people we got in Mexico, I wonder?
Quite a few, and more coming every day.
Yeah. Yeah, you got family here, Jerry, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. PorcFest on the beach. We can have Taco Fest. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Taco Fest. Yeah. But no, I think this is
tacos.
Yeah. Bring it on. Bring it on. But I do think this is, maybe it's not, and maybe it's just me, because I've had a huge perspective for a long time and seeing what's gone on through my dad's eyes. Yeah, I really wonder what could be bigger than being autonomous at this point, especially at this point in the world.
Maybe that's the question we pose when we talk to someone. Is we say, "Hey, what could be bigger than I'm offering you?" And they say, "Well, what do you mean?" They say, "Well, here's a couple things about it. It's this, and this, and more."
Yeah.
And what could be bigger than those things? We talked earlier about that slide. A 2 to 10x increase just in your income, but what about the increase in your health? What about the increase in your experience of life, going from feeling alone and maybe confused about the scenario, or maybe you are aware of the scenario, but you're alone and you don't know anyone in your community who's into this. The next thing you know, you're networking online and you find out, well, even for me, like Taras is in Minnesota, like we could literally meet up in the real world. It wouldn't even be a hassle. He's in PorcFest now, so I couldn't see him now, but what's funny is he said that I posted a video about cannabis at the Wisconsin's first cannabis expo, because I was down there with my booth, and he used to live in Milwaukee, so he's like, "Oh, Milwaukee and cannabis," and the next thing you know, we're talking on a chat, and I'm learning about his programming and automation, and able to connect that with someone else in the class later on when I'm talking to someone who's into trading and says, "I want to automate my trading." I'm like, "Well, you should talk to this person," and that's happened to me when someone said, "Hey, you need a video editor, you should talk to that guy," or you maybe need a design, talk to this person and that person, and all these things are just firing off. And that's why I'm so excited for season 8. Who am I going to meet? What opportunities are going to come my way? And how am I going to grow? I think another thing too is if we've got so many students here in 2022 who have gone through 1 season, 2 season, and we're still talking about an excitement for this course, you're right. It's not a measurable value. You can't even say 10x, because it's completely changed the course and direction of the student. My direction has changed. The fact that I'm here tonight talking with all you people around the world is fantastic. And it's far more rewarding, in my opinion, than sitting on the couch and consuming some pre-written script that got approved by Netflix or Amazon. And it gives me a lot of ideas too, actually. I'll throw one out there because we were talking about these funnel ideas. This is one I had. I shared it with Mike a little bit before, but I like to do video and I like to talk to people. And I really like on the street interviews. So I thought it'd be great to get together a little rig and try to go out and get some decent audio and video of on the street interviews and get people to talk to me about their education, about their career, and about their finances, and have those questions funnel around autonomy and the very things we're talking about now. And I could literally take your words tonight and go, what could be bigger? What could be bigger than something that can solve all the problems? Get them to share their problems with me. And then, give maybe a little card with, the affiliate link system on it. And then they get a link. I get a video. It can go on the internet and it can start to reach far and wide. I think that people are searching right now. How do I get my income up? Maybe that could be a tagline. How do I get my income up? Oh, you can make money on the internet. Well, how do you do that? Well, you could be a copywriter. You could be a video editor. These are skills you can get relatively quickly. You could expand upon that. You could produce, you could write, you could host. You may not even know what your capabilities are unless you dip your toes in the water. Where are you going to go dip your toes in the water? Who knows? I have Autonomy. This is the place. You can come to Autonomy, dip your toes in the water, get all the experience. If it doesn't come through the first time, get it on the second time. Oh, guess what? You can do it a third time, fourth time. You got a spouse or a friend in the room. They're going to listen in. They're going to get a benefit. This past season, my wife, just being in the room with me, got benefit from so many of the courses that and the lectures and things that I was participating in, even what you were saying, you had someone that wasn't really right for autonomy, but you still kind of had gold dust shuffle off you onto them because you're helping them with their video project. And so the benefit is kind of passing through you into them. And that's, again, another one of the amazing ways that this just, it's transformative. It's a transformative skeleton key for life. That's what autonomy is. I'm going to clip that.
Write that down.
Get a lot of copywriting
Yeah.
data here.
That is cool. And that's a good question, is to ask someone, what are you looking for in life? What do you want out of life? You know, what are you missing? What's your problem? What's your problem? Everyone's got a problem. What's your problem? And what can't we answer? You know what I mean? Yeah, what is our problems?
Yeah, and I think, you know, one of the things that we were discussing the other night, Adam, you know, the idea of kind of having your own narrative where you can say, you know, I love helping people. I love, you know, restoring people's health. How could I help you? You know, or do you mind if I help you? I see you're struggling with this particular thing. You know, I try and help people that have health problems. I noticed you're, you know, limping over there. You mind if I ask you a few questions? You know,
Yeah.
all these kind of ways that we can approach people, and through the experience that we have with each other, and saying to each other, hey, you know, the other day I was doing this and I had this opportunity and it led to this and that. Or, you know, the other day I was talking to Adam, and do you know that, like, you know, if you're stuck in the medical system, that like there is a solution to your problem. I know I heard you say that for like the last 10 years you've been fighting with your doctor. I may have something for you that might change your mind about things and really give you some hope.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of circumstances, through the experience that we're having with each other, you know, we can deliver this good news every single day.
That's true. And you know what? That's interesting, because misery loves company, and there's so much bad news out there. So all you got to do is listen to someone bitch about something and then go, sounds like you have a problem. Would you like help with that? Or is that's always a question. It's like, how, I don't want to appear like an ass, but I can help you with your problem. Or you have a problem. You got a problem. No one wants to hear that. But to say, you know, how do you feel about that? You know, if you could change that, what can you know, how would that feel? And then talk to people, get them to talk. And then of course our wheels are spinning. And then it's a question of, okay, so if you could do this, if you could flip that perspective, or if you could change that, would that be something that you would be interested in? Because I think that too. That's, what are our problems? Most people's problems, aside from money, is what they want to feel fulfilled, you know, and productive and things like that. Well, I feel much more productive and fulfilled with what I've done with autonomy in this last few weeks than the wheels I've been spinning in place, you know, trying to do this stuff that I couldn't get done without having gone through this course. You know, I mean, yeah, aside from just the community and all that stuff, I've been trying to put together this whole campus and do all this stuff. And it was like the autonomy model, just the whole Kajabi experience was like, this is what I have to do. So I could have just gone into Kajabi University. But they didn't teach me all this other stuff, like how to ask people those questions, and that to me this is what I said to Michael. People come to me for answers. So at this point, I see people that are having problems and I want to go to them somehow. And I've learned as a teacher, my job is to teach those that come to me to learn. I learned there's a high divorce rate with elementary school teachers because they treat everyone like children. And I don't want to be that guy. So people come to me, but I see people that they're confused. They're struggling. You know, and even if you just think about the guy that comes to deliver the water, you know, and he's doing it by himself, and then I connected him with my other friend. Well, he only wants one bottle, but he only delivers 2 at a time. And then I got another friend, so now they're delivering 12 bottles of water to my house. You know, so I kind of facilitated and said, hey, you know, he's like sweating, this poor guy with his mask on up to his damn glasses, you know, and he's getting these eye sores because, you know, it's not a healthy thing. And he's dragging all these bottles of water by himself. He said, you know what, how about we just have everyone come to our house? He was so thrilled. So that was just something simple. It's like we can facilitate progress for anyone that's looking to better themselves. And I like to think that most people are trying to better themselves. I mean, I do have friends that have been cashiers at Safeway for 25 years, and they're happy. I mean, I think they're doing fine. They're making their money and they're going to retire. And they have a boat, so they're with their kids on the weekends. Not that they have time right now to hang out with the kids. But most people, I think, yeah, if you see anyone anywhere, I love the Richard Grove story as a kid, and he's going painting, and well, you need to fix the roof. I can't paint. Well, what if we fixed your roof? That guy knows how to fix a roof. Or who was the guy? Was the guy? Was it Justin or something? I forgot his name. Oh, damn it. Who wanted to build a high-rise building for multiple millions of dollars. And he went to the bank and they said, well, find someone who can build it. And his friend says, I can build it. And they're giving him millions of dollars. I feel like there's really potential here. It's just a question of us seeing it and then figuring out how to present our offers or how to really talk to people. And I got to say this too. I thought this a moment ago. With what's gone on in these last couple of years, we've all been separated and divided and conquered. And this is a fear of the other side, is that we group. And this is real community. This is really symbiotic, what we're doing here. That I now know you guys and what you have to offer. And I can reach out. You can make me offers. You can listen to me and you can present offers. That's unique. People are afraid to be with each other right now. So the fact that we can be together, even though we're not right next to each other, and have these awesome conversations and really figure out how we can each support each other's betterment of their lives while supporting ourselves is, yeah. And Michael, you said something about the value here. I don't know if there's something, well, I don't know how to disagree with you on some of this, because I think this is invaluable. Right? I mean, it's invaluable.
It is.
Honestly.
It is invaluable.
Yeah.
I've actually just been enjoying the Adam show because everything you've been saying tonight has been really fresh.
Trying not to get on a roll here, but this is
no, I know.
This is why you put me in front of a crowd. I'm good. Like if I had to write, yes, my role is to be in front of people and talk. So I'm a people person. Damn it. No, I think I really can't say enough about what's going on. So sound bites, I'm happy to be here for sound bites, but it's really neat. I mean, Jerry on the other side of the world, feeling when you first start telling the Jerry story and it's like, he's trapped, we're all trapped. We're all confined. No, you're like really confined. You're on an island in Japan, and the military has you trapped. And he wants to help me, it's like, and we're helping him just by being around, this is good for everybody.
Who would have thought a year ago? I would have never predicted I would be here in Summer School Podcast 2022 with you guys while the whole, a bunch of people are in PorcFest. And if you don't mind me asking, I actually wanted to ask, oh, he left, never mind. Continue with the conversation.
That's funny.
I was just going to add, the thing is that when you're around people that are really doing their life's work, it's fun. It's just a joy to like be witness and to help in any way that you can. I mean, I'm so excited to help, all the people that I run into with the things that are going on here. I just, I want to help in any way I can. And certainly like just bringing this NABC technique, and saying, hey, I want to, I'll practice this with you every single day because I want to learn it. I want to have it in my repertoire, but I also want to help other people, deliver that value proposition for themselves and be good at it, and if I can help people do that every single day, I know it'll be, ingrained in me, but it'll be fun too. And that's, that makes it even, 10 times better.
there's something that's the entrainment, when the dominant vibration and frequency starts to permeate. And there's that whole idea, how many people have written these books where they say, you want to be rich, you surround yourself with rich people. So we're surrounding ourselves with people with real integrity, and it's it's contagious. Oh shit. There is no contagion. Contagion's a myth, but what's contagious is yawning and stupidity and what are we going to call this now? It's contagious. It's
attitude.
Attitude
is contagious.
Integrity can be contagious. Oh shit. Blew that whole contagion theory out of the water now. Yeah, it really is nice though. And it's so interesting to see people from all these different areas, studies, parts of the world being very similar. That I really think we're contributing to each other's energy in such a unique and positive way, that we get encouragement from areas we didn't expect. And I actually have this written right in front of me. People are starving for encouragement. I think Nick said that when I talked to him at one point. People pay for it. It's funny because working with Ron, and he makes good money. And the thing is, people need that. It's very valuable for someone just to have someone to listen to and to, pull some things out of them, and to know that someone's there when you need to talk. There's a lot of value there. It's something I thought my friends would do for me, or that I would do for my friends. It's nice to have someone that's trained to do this, but there's real value in just being around people that are encouraging. Did school encourage us? Kind of, but no, encourage us to get a gold star and do what the teacher told us. So I think it's unique. I really think it is contagious. The excitement I get, the joy, it's awesome. I'm thrilled to hang out with you guys. Yay. And like I said, come on over, we'll have tacos. I'll barbecue steak and lobsters. Yay. But it's nice.
Come on, Frank. Go ahead.
What's that, Scott?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. You can cut me off anytime, man. I'll go forever otherwise. It's nice, though, if nothing else, to get to hang out with you guys here. It's something my dad talked about, was having an international research foundation without walls, where we could share information with people around the world. And we're really sharing some interesting stuff. It's really sharing a support system and community experience it's very valuable. It's invaluable. It's something we should all have. I used to be involved in small villages and communities where they supported people. The wolves that only go as fast as the slowest, oldest wolf, or something like that.
I think Kat had something to say. I'm not sure.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to last too much longer, but I really resonated with what Adam was just saying. And I remember early on, Richard talked about making part of your business plan being helping other people become wealthy. And it's not just about money, it's about everything. So this is it's the kind of community that everybody wants, that everybody wants our world to be, that we're all authentically helping each other. Not just encouragement is great, and also practical support and working together while being independent, and autonomous. So it's that whole tensegrity thing where we have all these autonomous people working together to move things forward and have things happen. And it's really incredible. With that, I'll be signing off. So thank you all and good night.
Hasta luego, Kat. Yeah, the practical stuff is nice too. It's funny because that was something I remember I was talking with someone about, is there anything about autonomy that you expected but haven't gotten out of the whole thing? And in the beginning there was Calendly, and I signed up for that, and I thought we'd be creating some funnels and things like that, and I was like, well, I wanted more homework, not that I did all my homework. But the practical stuff is, encouragement is one thing, definitely. That's what I need. But the practical stuff at the same time, are you kidding? Because, wow, I needed a lot of that. The little things as far as, and it's funny because we're limping through it, but we're doing it live, which will be the webinar tomorrow. I've done plenty of webinars, but my format has changed and the registration page is different now. And there's a thank you page that, oh, my thank you page sucked. Then we learn about thank you pages, and my thank you page says, thank you. That's it. It's like, well, I learned a lot on that one. But the practical thing is, like Kat said, I think that's, yeah, we have tools that we can use. That's something we're trying to do with Josh and I with our teaching is, talk is great, but talk is cheap also. Tell me what I can do, and don't just tell me, well, what you can do is come see me and I can fix all your stuff, give us some tools. I think honestly, Richard would be psyched the day that there is no longer autonomy because it's an autonomous world and he doesn't need to have this happen anymore. We'll still get to hang out somehow.
That's a beautiful vision for a world you're sharing there. Makes me
Hey, man.
excited.
My business is, I'm in the business of hope. And as far as I'm concerned, this has been one of the best years of my life, ironically, in the midst of ridiculousness. But wow, there is a lot of hope. Stupidity is eliminating itself from the world slowly but surely in vast amounts, which is one thing. Not that I'm enjoying watching that happen. But people are waking up. People are learning about agriculture and permaculture and regenerative stuff more than ever. I mean, food shortage. To me, in Mexico, that just seems like such a joke. I mean, there is so much food here, it's ridiculous. And the government's going to start giving people money that are growing food. So there's no food shortage in Mexico, as opposed to, they're not going to be selling their farms to Bill Gates here so much. Mexicans are really interesting. There's land here on the beach, like a nice 2-acre plot of land right next to a big, beautiful condo. And there's a trailer parked on it that looks like it has no wheels. And what I've been told is this is land that was given to this family by the Mexican government after Spain, whatever, way back. And they don't care. What do they need your money for? They could sell this land for a lot of money, but they have chickens, they're growing some food, and they have a place on the beach. Who says they need all this nice stuff? But I really think at this point, a beautiful vision. Are you kidding? We could be autonomous. People are learning this stuff. I mean, I teach people all the time. I haven't learned shit. I know everything, I've learned so much. It's amazing. I mean, my dad would have been thrilled. My dad and John Taylor Gatto are probably having a blast right now. Right? So I really do. I think there is so much hope. And you got to know this, guys. Every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. So as much as we're seeing all this horror out there, because that's all that they're showing us, there is a lot of awesomeness happening at the same time behind the scenes. I mean, more than ever, all the information is there. If you want to know, nothing is contagious. It's been proven. So many things have come out all of a sudden. My work, we've been doing it quietly, but it's been pushed to the forefront. And if people learn if you read my dad's holographic blood book, you're not going to have to go to your doctor as much. And that's going to save you money. That's going to help take down the insurance experience. That's going to help change the system. And I really think that that's part of what's going on, is they're losing control. So food shortages, well, we don't need that. I know people that have farms they don't water. And then health, we don't need that either. I mean, the best thing you can do for your health now is take off your damn mask and your shoes and hug each other, So I think there's a lot of hope. I mean, Daniel, the work that you're doing now, I mean, it wasn't long ago that Cheech and Chong were praying for cannabis, for just to be legalized. And no one had any idea that, wow, no. It's not that we're just going to relax and our cataracts and the nausea and stuff is going to go away. There's a science and a half. The endocannabinoid system is like a new scientific experience. I mean, come on. And this is all this stuff. This is all hemp, right? Initially, isn't the Constitution written on hemp, I think?
Yes, there are copies.
Yeah.
Hemp survives longer than acid paper from pulp. Yeah, tree pulp.
Yeah, I think there's so much hope right now. It is beyond ridiculous. I mean, and my dad would say there's no such thing as false hope. If you feel hopeful, then that's important. With cancer and things like that, I know that that's hopeful. That's easy, more or less, depending on what goes on. Food, so if you get pushed out of your nice job and have to go live in a smaller house where you're closer to your family and have to grow your own food, that might be a better thing in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it might suck, you know, but are we here to evolve or not?
Yeah.
You know,
We're here to
move forward?
evolve.
We're here to learn. Yeah. So there's stuff going on, and we can learn from this and move forward, or we can become paralyzed. So you guys are not paralyzed, right?
Not paralyzed. We're in action. And I really like what you said about hope. I think that's a big thing about what autonomy brings. That's what the horizon through the lens of autonomy is to someone on the outside looking in. Is there's hope because there's hope because your potential is unlimited, and we don't even know the possibilities that lie within you until you explore. And joining autonomy is the greatest way I know of, I've ever even heard of, for someone to come in, and they don't need to bring anything. If they can make it through the obstacle course and they can get into autonomy, then they're set to have the next 12 weeks, like it's been said, a fire hose. It's gonna transform the course of their life. And it is going to bring hope, both in mindset and action and consequence, and the return reward. I want to wrap it up here in just a couple of minutes. But before I do, I want to say thank you for everyone who came off mute and shared and talked about their experience. It's really reaffirming to be, outside of the course and to talk about these things, even with people outside of my season 7. And I wanted to challenge everyone listening, or maybe even people who are watching the recording afterwards, is between now and 2 Fridays from now, and whoever is able to come, I'll see you then. But between now and then, let's challenge ourselves to try to instigate a conversation with someone, to have them expose to us some of their problems. Let's give them a human interaction. Let's really care about what they're saying. And let's share with them the hope we found in autonomy through our own unlimited potential. And let's encourage them that they're no different than us, and they could do it too.
Amen. Was that a bad word to say? Was that one of those words I should
No, we can say amen. I'm
Damn it.
Adam's canceled.
Canceled. I think that was very well said, Daniel. I think homework is a good thing for us. That's good homework.
Cool. Anyone else want to throw any wrap ups before we end it?
Come see my webinar. Sorry.
Definitely do that. But I wanted to reiterate two of the things that I heard from Adam: the facilitating progress for anybody who wants it. I think that's certainly something that we can do for each other, and then certainly for everybody else as well. But I would say that we've got this opportunity not only to talk to the people that are outside autonomy, but talk to the people on the inside. And really that other thing that you said, people are starving for encouragement. Man, talk about an unmet need. But then a way that we can practice that is be encouraging to each other. Let's start today by, if you see somebody doing something good here in autonomy or anywhere else, be encouraging. Point it out and say, hey, I just saw you do this. Just wanted to say, you're doing awesome. Thanks so much for doing it.
Yeah.
Right on.
I second that emotion. That's a good thing.
Yeah, so thanks, Daniel, for doing this.
Very welcome, Scott.
Definitely. Good stuff, Daniel.
Where you at? What area are you in, Milwaukee?
I'm north of Milwaukee in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Oshkosh. I don't get through there a lot. I get through Milwaukee.
Okay, you travel through there quite a bit.
Yeah. Sometimes twice a week.
Oh, wow. Where are you at? Where's home base?
Well, I got 2 places, Phoenix, Arizona, and a little town called Gallion, Ohio, down by Mansfield. And I've been using when people ask me, well, where are you at today? I'm in Wiscannabis.
That's a state of mind.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. Well, Scott, I'll look forward to hearing some more from you. What season of autonomy were you in?
Season 3. I haven't graduated yet. Some few things came up, life got in the way, and so still got to work at that. Like Mike said, that's one thing good about it. It's once you're in, and there's a lot of great things about it. The support, the community, the everything. But I got to roll. So
Thank you, Scott.
thank you.
Yeah, appreciate
Talk
it.
again.
Yeah, talk to
Appreciate you. Good night. Good night, everybody else.
Good night.
Good night, Scott.
Cool. That's rad. Yeah, you know, because there isn't an end. It's like, what book can you buy that doesn't have a last chapter? What DVD do you own that doesn't roll credits? Autonomy is the course that doesn't have a last chapter. It doesn't have an end credits. And even though we heard tonight that there is a potential for there to be a close off for autonomy, for those who are in, they won't be closed out. They won't be closed out at all. This network and these communities going to expand outside of Discord. People are, you know, exchanging emails and doing real business. And these things are lasting and life-changing. Awesome, guys. I want to thank everyone for popping in and sharing tonight. I want to thank especially Joshua for giving us that really unique access to PorcFest. I think that's the gem that I was able to provide tonight. I'm thrilled. Adam, for you to share so much. I was really blessed tonight listening to you share. And yeah, I'm really excited for this to kick off. This is just the first time. So you guys save the link. It's a repeat link. We can just come back to it each time the rest of the summer. And let's not forget our challenge to talk to someone, give them encouragement and compassion, and help to guide them towards a solution. As we ourselves are on a path to autonomy, we can spread that power to others. Until next time, guys, you guys have a great time. I'll see you soon.
Hasta luego.
Thanks, Daniel.
No problem. Rosemary, really good to hear from you. I'm glad you
Oh,
came.
I love you guys. It's great to listen to you and nice, just nice to be there. You know.
Cool. Well, we're going to keep it going all summer so that when we come into season 8, we don't have to break off any ice.
Right? Yeah. Well, next time. Looking forward to it.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Rosemary. Have a good night.
All right. Good night.